What is up, guys? I'm going to be showing you guys my boat camping setup and how you guys can apply it to maybe your application. I'm going to walk you guys through all the essentials that I use for my little 16-foot boat and how I make it as comfortable as possible for me to stay on this thing overnight. Like many people that I've talked to, they've told me that they've never imagined themselves actually camping or sleeping on their boat because they have either a center console, a bow rider. They think that maybe you need a walk around or you need some type of cabin boat. And I have both. I have a 24-foot Grady White that's right over there, and that's a walk around style. It's very comfortable for me and maybe another person to overnight camp. But I use my skiff 99% of the time, and it's just so much more affordable and it's so much more fun. And the camping stuff really doesn't take up much space when it's all stowed away. I get a lot more use out of this boat than I do the Grady White. So realistically, you don't need a big cabin boat. You can do something like this, even like a little John boat if you want to. And there's all types of cool boats that I've seen on YouTube. There's a guy in Louisiana who built a kind of like a pilot house on one of these aluminum boats. It's really cool, and I love all that type of ingenuity and things like that. So I was able to makeshift this tent, and I'll put a couple shots of it out in the water later on so you guys can see. And we're going to go inside and I'll show you all the space that I have in there so you can actually get an idea of what it's like. We're going to go through all the essentials that I have and that I got off of Temu. I'm going to leave the link in the description so you guys can check those products out as well. So what's up, guys? Today's video is sponsored by our old friends over at Temu, and this time Temu has a special offer for all users, even the existing users. So all users using my code of KAW9753 can get $100 coupon bundle. All you have to do is download the Temu app and search my code KAW9753 in the search bar to unlock the $100 coupon bundle. Just make sure that you redeem it within 24 hours after receiving the coupon. A lot of the gear that I'm using for this setup actually came from Temu, and honestly it makes getting into boat camping way more affordable. So let me show you guys how it works real quick. You can see all the different deals and the products here, and this is actually perfect and affordable camping and boating gear. I picked up things like this inflatable mattress setup, camping accessories, lighting, a few other essentials that are for the skiff setup, which honestly makes overnight boat camping way easier and more comfortable without spending a ton of money. And for a small skiff setup like this, having compact gear that doesn't take up a ton of room makes a huge difference. So if you guys want to check it out for yourselves, use code KAW9753. Hit the link down in the description to claim your $100 coupon bundle. And a big thanks to Temu for sponsoring today's video. Now let's finish setting up this tiny boat camper. Well, if you want to be comfortable and you don't want to have to lay on the actual the actual deck and be uncomfortable, a mattress is kind of essential. And what's great about these types of mattresses is that they blow up, and they have a step over here that you just step on, and it kind of inflates the entire thing, which is great. And then once it's stowed away, it stows away into like a little ball, and I'll put a picture up here. And it has its own little carrying case, which is great, and this makes sleeping very, very comfortable. If you want to take it a step further, you have this pillow, and this is really comfortable as well. It stows away very nice into a small little packet like this, and this kind of takes it up another level. So again, two items here that make sleeping on your boat extremely comfortable, almost like you're at home. Not quite, but you know, just enough where you're comfortable. And realistically, these two things are all you really need to sleep comfortable on your boat. If the weather's good, you can sleep under the stars and you won't have a problem at all. So I highly recommend a pillow mattress combo for sure. Something that I definitely recommend for all boaters to have is an emergency jump starter, and that's what you're looking at here. This thing saved my boat on this last trip that I was on. The battery took a crap on this boat on my last trip, and I was not able to start it. I was getting towed in, and meanwhile I charged this thing, was able to start the motor, and we were off, and it saved me a ton of time. So these things are essential. Also, it comes with one of these tire pressure or tire fillers, so you can fill your tires, which is great if if you're on the side of the road, you need to fix a tire and it's flat or whatever, or for your truck, you can use that to fill up your tire pressure. That's really great. So that's that. A flashlight. This flashlight was also from Temu, extremely bright. I'll put the picture up there. I'll put the video up here of how bright this thing is at night. A good flashlight is very, very necessary, especially when you're out in the dark. This thing is charged with a USB, USB-C or traditional USB. This is really good, has a lot of battery life, it's very light, and you could stow this away in your bag or in some compartment. It's good. It's a great little backup to have at night. It gets really dark out there. You want to be able to see, especially if you're coming in through some channels or something like that, or if it's just very dark. This is essential. This is what I always carry. I carry something like this all the time. Okay, you're going to want a decent cooler when you're going camping. Any regular cooler is good, but if you go on Temu, they have a ton of coolers, all different sizes that you can use. They're great and they're very affordable. Now let's go up to the tent. So this is my pop-up tent. It's super easy to deploy. You basically just literally throw it open. I'll put a video up here for you guys can see. And basically what I've done is on the bottom of it, I cut a hole, as you can see there. And again, we're gonna step in there so I can show you how much space I actually have in there. I cut a hole in it so it'll go right over the center console, and it kind of like tucks itself in to the sides over here and over here. And it just like, look at all that space, man. I got tons of space. I put my mattress over there, and I'll show you in a second. And I got all that space to get away from the elements, from the bugs, from the mosquitoes. It really upped my game, my camping game on this little skiff. It's great. All right, and then to stow it away, you literally just pop it out and then you fold it back in, and I'll show you a video of that as well, so we'll do that in a second. And then it just folds into its little carrying case, and all of this stuff, like I said, from Temu. You can find it on there. Even these little cup holders that I got, look how nice these things are. Just great, easy. Things like the these dock lines, super cheap, excellent 15-foot dock lines for this little boat. It's awesome. It comes with your loop there. One of the other things that's very important when I boat camp is to have a good anchor. I use this pole anchor a lot. Not good in hard bottoms, but in mud waters, in muddy bottoms, it's very, very good. And this is kind of one of the things that I use that's super important. I also have an anchor that I throw off the rear, and with plenty of road here, that's also very important. Another thing that's very important that's one of the essentials is this backup bilge pump that I've wired to some jumper cables over here. And this is essential because you just never know what can happen when you're out in the water. Your bilge pump can fail, and you want to be able to get the water out if you do have some type of water coming in. Kind of like the situation I had on my boat last time. My bilge pumps were working, thankfully, and I didn't have to use or deploy this thing. So you just basically connect it to the battery and you have some water coming out, which is great. Mosquito repellent, super important. Have a ton of that. Some sunscreen, that's one of my essentials as well. I keep that in here all the time with an extra headlamp in there. Gallons of water. I usually bring 1 or 2 gallons of just regular spring water that I keep on the deck, or that I can stow away in here. At least 1 gallon if I'm doing an overnight trip. I use it to usually wash my dishes and things like that. I use it to wash myself off if I get in the water. So this is very, very important. Water, you can never have enough, but 1 or 2 gallons, and then whatever's inside my cooler is enough. Another thing that's super important is a way to keep warm and dry. So hypothermia is a real thing. Even if you're out here in a place like South Florida, the wind picks up and the temperature just drops a little bit, you can become hypothermic really quick. So it's extremely important to have some type of like foul weather gear. It's an awesome little jacket. I think it was like something like 16 or 17 bucks. I'm gonna put a video of me actually using it up here on the screen because it was really, really awesome and really, really comfortable. Get a size up if you're a large. I got an extra large and it fit fantastic. So that's super important to have because you just never know with the weather changing. It'll change on you quick. So I can go over some of the food and things that I bring. And I'll put a video of that up here so you guys can see. I don't like to drink alcohol when I'm out on the boat, so I drink these Ultra Zeros. Let's see what else we got. We got some dates for snacks. I like some protein bars that I have down there. I have a ribeye down here. Let's take these eggs out. I'm gonna make some eggs now in a second. Some egg whites. Let's see what else. So we got a ribeye over here, and then I got a churrasco. We have some sausages. These are really good, guys. If you've seen these before, Mr. Tango. This is the funk right here. I don't eat a lot of carbs when I'm on the boat, so I indulge in like meats and things like that, and I actually end up losing weight when I do these trips because I don't eat as much. But all right, so we got some breakfast. I got some eggs, and I have some tortillas here. So, and that's kind of the food that I bring on a trip like that. So it really is your preference. A lot of electrolytes, a lot of things that will hydrate. You know, not just water. Right. So now that we got all this stuff, let's go ahead and put these things inside the boat so you guys can actually see what it's like, and let's go in there. All right, let's take a look in there. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's basically my setup. I put my mattress on this side, leave my cooler out there so I can reach my drinks in the middle of the night if I need to, and then I usually put my bag with my clothes over here, but you can fit 2 people if you wanted to here, and it's fairly comfortable. So I'll lay up in here like this. Chilling. I can imagine myself right now over at Soldier Key, one of my favorite spots, just hanging out, enjoying the breeze. It is a little warm in here, but it's nice. It's got the nice mosquito net, so no bugs get in here. If you open up this side over here, you get a ton of breeze that goes through, especially over here. You get a nice crosswind, and it actually gets pretty cool in here. I also have a little fan that I got off of Temu here. That's I got a little fan that runs off a USB, and because I have a lithium battery, I connect it straight to the fan, and I blow it right here at my face when I sleep at night, and it's extremely comfortable. It really does bring down the temperature. You really don't need AC if you're in here, although you could. That's a video for another day. But yeah, check out all this ton of space that I have, man. Ton of space. A lot of space over here. So my bags, all my essentials can stay in here, and I fit pretty comfortable, man. I can sleep in here no problem. You know, I'm 6 foot tall. The point of all this is you don't need, you don't need a cabin boat. You don't need a huge boat. I'm doing this on a 16-foot boat. I have friends of mine that are starting to do this on their little boats, on their center consoles. My buddy actually bought this same tent for his contender. It's a 27-foot contender with no cabin, and he just put it up in the front of the deck, in the front bow area, and he camped out there with his wife. It's great. If you guys want to see how some of this camping stuff actually works, I'm going to put this video up here for you guys to see. And yeah, let me know what you guys think, and check out some of the stuff in the link in the description. It's a very low barrier to entry, and let me know what your camping setup is, if you have one or if you're looking to try it. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.